Last night against the Warriors, we got the preview or a debut of the new kids on the block for the Clippers. And, all of them look good. All of them look very in place. And Mason Plumlee looked really, the most comfortable, especially at first because, he's definitely in the paint. He's definitely holding down the paint. And he's very active in the paint as well. He'll go for blocks. He can handle the ball a little bit, bring it up the court. I like the way, he caught the rebound off one possession. He ran up the court and he made a great pass to, somebody, going straight to the basket. And it was an easy 2 points. And I thought that was really good to see because now you feel like you have a big man who can, not say have Mason push the break or anything like that if they're on a fast break, but you got a big man that runs the floor very well. And see, that's something that, Zubac at times lags on. He'll have his moments where he'll run the floor well and, try to, get a cut to the basket or something like that, get an easy bucket. But he's more stationary in the paint where you can throw the ball down to him and he can do his thing, but he's very, very slow and not very proactive. And see, that's something that Mason Plumlee is. So it's almost like, having the opposite player, but I mean, it's like it gives it a balance. And this is the reason why I said Mason Plumlee to me is like Isaiah Hartenstein 2.0 because, he plays with the same type of energy, the same type of thought process on the floor, and he doesn't leave any possessions to go to waste. You know what I'm saying? He's out there. He's going to give you everything he's got every time he's on the floor. Matter of fact, I think he's a better version than Isaiah Hartenstein, if you ask me. But still, he's definitely a good, true backup to Zubac. And, he definitely gives the Clippers, balance in regards to their five position, the center position. Because like I said, he's more active, proactive than Zubac. Zubac is more stationary. He's more active. And it just really, it's kind of like a good balance, as I said. Now, Bones Highland, he's shown, I've seen him in Denver. We all watched him in Denver. He played good there. He had some good key moments against the Clippers, actually, when he played against them. And some other moments when he was playing. But he looked good with the Clippers. He looked like he fit with them for the most part. Even though it's one game, he still looked like he can contribute to what they need because he can knock down a shot. He is a knockdown shooter. He can pass the ball pretty well. He's kind of flashy, at times, but he's definitely, a sight to see. But he's also a really good player. You know what I'm saying? I can see a lot in his game. I can see a lot of development in his game in the future that can make him, a possible development that can make him into a possible star player in the league. He's got that type of talent from what I can see. Like I said, he can stretch the floor, he can shoot, he can get to the rim, he's fast, and he's quick off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? He's quick off that first step. So, I mean, when you look at that in its entirety, you got somebody who can move, up and down the court, push the pace, kind of like the way John Wall did, but at this stage of his career, he's like a better version, you know what I'm saying, or, a better player than John Wall to me overall because, like I said, he can push the break. He can make passes. He doesn't. In last night's game, when he had the ball in his hand most of the time, the Clippers barely even turned the ball over last night. I mean, it was almost like no turnovers, pretty much throughout the whole game. They had very minimal. And see, when he was pushing the ball, he didn't make any turnovers too much himself either. So that's another thing. And on top of that, he can stretch the floor, something John Wall couldn't do because John Wall couldn't shoot. So that was the problem with John Wall. I mean, it's not the fact that maybe a lot of Clippers on the team didn't like John Wall. They just didn't. They just didn't get the full effect out of John Wall because they need somebody who could stretch the floor as well. And the Clippers, even though they got a lot of scoring, but having somebody stretch the floor really makes a difference. And then that's where I felt like Eric Gordon came in at because, like when he came into the game, in the instances he did last night against the Win versus the Warriors. Shout out to Kawhi at 33-7. I mean, he basically cooked the Warriors, but at the same time, you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And the Clippers took care of business, so did Kawhi. But regardless, That's where Eric Gordon came in at, in regards to having somebody else that can stretch the floor and, can handle the ball when need be at times and, deliver when they need big shots at times. And that's where Eric Gordon's expertise comes in at as well. He was a Clipper one time before, now he's a Clipper again. And I think that he'll serve the Clippers really well. I still think Eric Gordon still got 1 or 2 good years left in him. I've always liked his game, in regards to like how he goes about his business about scoring. And he has a savviness about scoring about him at times. And like I said, he can definitely shoot that three, out there, and he can definitely shoot at a decent percentage. So the Clippers really just added like 2 offensive weapons to their roster, along with a defensive presence in Mason Plumlee, because he'll definitely give them everything he's got, and he's definitely going to give you, the same energy every time on the floor. And that's what, a lot of people respect about Mason Plumlee. Reason why he's still in the league and he's still playing, because he's one of those hustler type guys, and he doesn't stop. His motor doesn't stop. It continues on and on and on and on. And that's exactly what the Clippers need in their big man. Because like I said, Zubac is the opposite of that at times. Whereas, somebody like Mason may come in there and give the Clippers a spark that they need to get them going and get over the hump at times, just because of his energy and how he plays. And Mason is a very good offensive rebounder too, so there again, you have somebody who's more active on the boards too. So I mean that plays very well for the Clippers. I think this is a good trade for them all the way around with the 3 acquisitions they got. I feel like they can definitely build on what they have with these 3 acquisitions. And like I said, last night was just a sample size, against the Warriors. But I mean, the Clippers definitely put up 134 points. That's big numbers coming out with your new guys and trying to see how they fit and see how they gel. And so far, from what we saw, I can see a future for those 3 guys with the Clippers. Consistent minutes, consistent, everything with them, because I can see how Ty Lue, possibly wants to use all of them. And the way he used them last night really is to their strengths. So if he can continue to do that and find ways to, get them more acclimated with the team and more comfortable, I mean, if Kawhi and PG stays healthy, I mean, along with those acquisitions, along with what they already have, I mean, they really could be a force in the West. But I mean, hey, the West is tough. The West is going to be tough for the Clippers to get out of and represent going into the finals. But I mean, it's possible. And like I said, adding the right type of pieces makes a difference. There again, that goes back to the intangibles, the little things. When you add the right type of pieces to your team, it can definitely make life a lot easier for the superstars and everybody else, and the coaching and everybody, because it'll all flow the way it's supposed to. And like I said, I like what I saw from them last night. I just need to see more going forward and see how they build on top of what they did last night. Try to get consistent. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to have their woes and their issues, but for the most part, I like what I saw, and I guess I can envision like what they can bring to the Clippers in the future. I know Eric Gordon can knock down big shots when you need him to, and like I said, he can handle the ball if he needs to. He can take people off the dribble some still. Bones Hyland can definitely take you off the dribble. As I said, his speed, he's young, he's youthful, he's hungry, and he can definitely stretch the floor as well. Mason Plumlee's going to give you that hard-nosed, blue-collar worker inside the paint, and he's not going to, shortchange you anytime he's out there. He's going to give you all he's got. So I like those 3 additions, and I like the way Kawhi is playing, of course. PG, shout out to him too. I mean, like I said, this team can do a lot of good things if everybody stays healthy and they kind of figure this out. But I want to see it happen, and hopefully, better days for the Clippers, going forward and in the future. But hey, that's my take on everything. You leave any comments in the comment section. Also, hit the notification bell, subscribe so you get the newest content. And hey, till next time.